Okay.
All right.
Great. All right. Well, let's reboot here. So how long have you guys been full-time?
We've been on the road almost 3 years. May will be 3 years for us.
Awesome.
Yes.
Coming up on that anniversary really quickly here.
Well,
And-
very quick.
And it brings back memories of when we first left the house. I mean, there was something about when you're driving down the road, and you see the house in the background. You're, oh no, we're really doing this. You've been there.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is serious. That's gone.
Yes.
Exactly.
This is my life.
Yep.
Space here.
We have not looked back one time. Really, we haven't.
I agree with that.
That's great. So what made you choose a van?
Actually, we had no intention of getting a van. We
didn't even know it was a thing, really. We
Yeah.
had no idea that, the van life thing was even around, but she called to us from a Craigslist advertisement. And we went to go look at her and drove her home. So
we knew we wanted something small. We looked at the bigger RVs and it just didn't appeal to us. And we had gone camping in tents and we knew that we really needed something to go to at night. Just at daytime, we like being outside.
Yeah.
So we, how do I say it? We talked about this, our standards of what we were going to have.
Right.
We were going to have, it had to have a queen size bed. Couldn't crawl over each other. You had to be able to stand up in it.
it couldn't be old.
It couldn't be old. You couldn't have to remodel anything.
Yeah.
And it broke all those rules.
Yeah.
The only thing it really kept was, unlike the vans that a lot of people buy and they refurbish them themselves, this was factory done in the early 70s where they drop the floor and we can actually stand up in it. So it makes it easier to get around.
Yeah. I would think that would help a little bit.
Yes.
So I hate to do this, but everybody missed the intro. So someone we don't even know who we're talking to.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So we'll get into that just quickly again.
Okay.
This is Scott and Carol, and they have a, is it 1973?
1973.
1973 Dodge van,
Explorer
van. And it's very cool. It is like a two-tone green and cream, and it's a really sweet van. I'm going to say sweet van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
and
you guys have.
we weren't trying to copy the Volkswagen look of the top and the bottom, but the people before us painted the bottom blue. They were Florida Gator fans, and we couldn't keep that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gator fans.
Yeah. We had to change that.
Our daughter went to FSU.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really roll up there.
Conflict. Of
Yeah, that might be a little weird.
Yeah.
So we're talking about their van and why they chose it and went against all the rules that they had set up for themselves when
We had been to those
searching for an
RV shows for years and years and years, in and out of all of them,
And you might have done the same thing. We went to the RV shows and we'd leave just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You see things you like and it's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Maybe we have to have this. Maybe we can't.
Yeah.
But we kept moving to the small ones.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much when you go to an RV show. Just walking in there, there's so many things. Overwhelming.
So
it's like, oh, there's all these big Class A's, and then there's $1 million coaches, but then there's all the way down to the beginning, and then you get the fifth wheels and drop trailers. Just like, it's hard to know where to start.
Yeah,
and then you guys did that all and threw it away.
We just wanted to go.
And really, I think that was part of it. We wanted to go, and we were so busy looking and nitpicking things. When we saw this, we actually took it for a test drive.
Yeah.
And we pulled into a gas station, climbed in the back, and we're sitting and looking at things, going, wow, this has some issues. But
that was your thought?
yes,
This
has some issues.
It's kind of cool. Do you think this is cool? I think it's kind of cool. What do you think?
Yeah, we're like, yeah, it's got a cool vibe. We can do this.
And we drove it home.
Yeah, we drove it home. That they took a check. I mean,
Yeah.
they wanted to get rid of it.
It's kind of a local check, right?
Yes.
An hour and a half away local. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This has some issues. Let's take it home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I will ask, I guess right now is, have you refurbished or remodeled it at all?
Yeah, I mean, the engine for the most part has been in really good condition. We haven't had to put a lot into that. We did get a new paint job, and we had some body work that had to get done. And when we bought it, it had 1980s shag carpet on top of the original 1970s shag carpet.
So yeah, there were a
And it
few
was
things.
drenched. It was smelly.
Yeah.
So we ripped all that out and put a new subfloor
And we did
in.
upholstery, that kind of thing. So
And I've ended up rewiring the whole thing and putting in
wow.
a water tank. And I mean, we went 2 years without a water tank in it.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't even
We were
hook,
at campgrounds. It didn't.
Oh, yes, you were
It
at
just
least
really didn't
plugged
matter.
in.
we
with
didn't
the
even
water
hook
and
up
it
the
was
hose
okay.
for the indoor sinks. We didn't even use them.
Yeah. So we've come a long way.
Yeah.
Wow. So has the van helped or hindered your travel anyway? You know, being smaller, I can see where it could help, but you also don't tow.
Right.
So
And I think that comes to the standard answer of yes. Because when we originally left, we actually pulled a cargo trailer, 6x10 cargo trailer with our motorcycle, all of our beer brewing equipment.
Mhm.
And we
All
found
the stuff we thought we had to have.
oh, we have to take this stuff. We are going to use
Yeah.
this. No.
We didn't. We didn't.
Yeah.
And we just kept downsizing from there. We sold the motorcycle. We sold all the trailer and all the beer brewing equipment. We figured if we want to brew down the road, we'll hook up with beer brewers along the way. The pros, though, we can go anywhere. We can pull into any parking space. We
Yeah.
could, in a way, have to go stealth camp in the cities,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we've done before.
hmm
And
Yeah, it's good.
it
For
took-
us, it's good.
Yeah, I'd say the hardest thing to get used to was the bed, because we went from a king size bed to a full,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and a full that has walls around it.
It just goes to show if there's something that you want to do, you can do it. If you're having fun, and then you'll adapt. And so we think, we've really adapted quite well, to the situation. If we weren't having fun and if we hated it, we would figure something else out. But we just totally love it.
And Carol actually followed somebody once that in one of their posts, they went from one vehicle to something to almost like a tent.
Mm.
And they said that comfort causes complacency or
Mhm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
there are times ours is not comfortable, but we still have fun.
Yeah. We still
It
have
makes
fun.
us
we
get
laugh
out.
every day. And
Yeah.
we're outside every day, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
I love the way you guys have your outdoor setup. Most
Yeah.
of the time, it's a little cold where we are in Moab at the
Right.
moment,
Right.
but
right.
most of the time, I see you outside.
Yeah, so
all the
we've got a
time.
screened-in tent. We have an outdoor kitchen that we set up. We do dishes out there. We cook out there, and it makes it wonderful. Just to have our chairs and no bugs, and so we've extended that living area, just being outside, and then we just go inside for bad weather or bed.
And we've been in RV parks for the most part, but now since Quartzsite, we have solar. We've always had the generator. So it gives us the ability to,
Different options.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And you talked about it was already built out as a camper van type thing. So you have the generator came with it,
Mhm.
and the bed was built in the back. And even though you do your outdoor kitchen, you have like the little one inside
Mhm.
that you didn't have the water hooked up to the sinks for a while,
Right.
but you do now, right?
Mhm.
No, and actually, we've moved to where we're using our indoor kitchen a lot more. We got rid of our hot plate that we were using. We're using our indoor kitchen, and outdoor we put our toaster oven, and that's where we usually cook with the Instant Pot.
Oh, okay.
The Instant Pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone needs that on the road, so
Pretty popular device
Yeah.
for our viewers,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
The toaster
Yeah.
ovens are nemesis, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were eating
cookies,
so
all
healthy
that
when we
stuff
first
that
hit the
we're
road.
not supposed to have. Right. Yeah.
And we got that cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Not a good thing, but
Yeah, I think that's why we bought our first microwave, was to heat up cinnamon rolls.
right.
Yeah, like
that's
Cinnabuns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way back when,
Mhm.
not a good thing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about the vintage. How do you like having vintage?
You want to do it?
We really love her because she's solid as a rock.
Yeah.
She's made very, very sturdy. The top is fiberglass in the back, so we haven't had water issues and leak
that's
issues
great.
and stuff like that. So she's really super solid. And when you slam the door, you know it. So we don't have any of the problems that we hear other people with newer rigs kind of, kibitzing about and complaining about and stuff. We don't have any of those issues.
And a major repair for us
Yeah.
costs about the same as a minor repair in some of the other rigs.
Yeah. So
No, it's an old 360 Chrysler engine, and I guess the only thing is with that type of engine, since it's a carburetor, we have to go find an old time mechanic who knows how to work with the carburetor, because we've taken it into shops. They go,
oh,
we don't know how to work on it. We only know how to do fuel injection.
Right. That's too old school.
Yeah, but
it's simple old school.
Yeah.
in the pros, definitely whatever cons there are, which sometimes it gets tight. If we're stuck in a storm, we are in that van, and we've been stuck for a week hiding out in the van.
And that's hard.
That's hard.
Libraries, malls, all the stuff that everybody else does too. I mean, you can make it work.
Yeah.
The pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And it's built solidly. And even though it is vintage, sometimes you hear vintage might have issues, or you've hard to source parts maybe. But other than trying to find a mechanic who works on old school carburetors,
we're good.
you guys have been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we haven't had any problem finding parts. It may take an extra day.
Yeah, but it's just a day.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do have one comment. Flossie Larry would like you to sing a song.
Sing a song. Oh, Larry! Hi, Larry! No,
that's
not
later on after this, not during this.
That's the next time you come to a convergence and we sing together. A little brown-eyed girl or something like that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, V-Dub.
Yeah. So you guys have mentioned you've been in campgrounds a lot. So up until this year, I guess, you've done mainly campgrounds?
Yeah.
Or?
I mean, I'd say mainly.
And some of that included work camping and volunteering.
Right.
And we love work camping. It's not something that we have to do, but every now and then it's nice.
We meet great people by doing that.
And we get to stretch out and be in one place for a little while, explore that area. We even house sat for 4 months.
Yeah.
Where we didn't plan.
Yeah.
That is one of our problems. We do not plan. And we get an idea of where we're going, and then we work from there. And we got caught in the Northwest in fall, and we couldn't find anywhere in the South. So we house sat and took care of
in
someone's.
Seattle. It was lovely.
Oh, great.
So
because you guys actually stayed in a house. You didn't stay out in the van.
Yeah.
At the point. Yeah. Yeah.
It was great.
And then you used your van as your daily driver.
Right.
Well, actually, we used the bus system for the most part. But and it also gave the opportunity to do the wiring in the van.
Oh, right. That's a great idea. If you house it, then you can actually, do some of the work in your space while making money.
Yes.
Another way.
It works great. It works perfect.
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea. Yes. It worked out really good for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Never thought about that. We need to do some remodeling in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and as far as with the rig this size and everything, they also have like the boondockers. The place where they let boondockers in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Options. Many
options. Yeah. So your typical day, are you outside most of the time then?
Yeah, as much as we could be outside, we're definitely outside.
Yeah,
we love it.
Going, exploring the area, and you guys do that in your van too. But it's so you don't have slides or anything, and
no, but it just takes us, a shift of things. So whenever we want to go wherever, to the store or whatnot, we just shift from the front to the back, clear the seats, fire it up, off we go. People, I think they worry about us. They say, "Oh, you have to." No, we don't have that much stuff. Yeah, we don't have that much stuff to shift. It's not a thing. It's like the laundry and a few coats or things.
In the 5 minutes that Ripley's warming up, we can get everything moved and be on the road. And it literally takes us 2 minutes to rehook back up.
It's nothing.
All right. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah. And if you're staying somewhere for a while, like a campground, you can leave your tent and your kitchen out, so it's not like you're breaking down camp.
No.
No, these RVers are great people. Yeah. They're for the most part, they're very trustworthy.
Yeah.
And some of these parks that they have. When we sold our house, we stayed at a park for 2.5 months, and they had live. Well, you all came over.
Yeah.
They had live music and things happening almost every night.
Yeah, that park was crazy. They were super social.
Yes.
Had everything. And they had food trucks at this park, like every Wednesday or something.
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Twice a week food trucks, twice a week live music. It was wonderful.
Yes. Potlucks and
If you guys have any other questions that you want to know about RV or van life, I should say, #van life, let us know. So I was wondering if you guys would choose a van again.
We were talking about that just when we were reviewing some of the questions. We were talking about that, and I don't know. We love our van, but
we think she chose us. You know? It was kind of like a thing. So I guess depending on the circumstances or whatnot, but we truly do love it.
Right.
You know, we truly love that, being able to go and just be nimble. And
we would definitely stay small. We've looked at the Casitas, the Escapes. Carol loves the Airstreams. As a matter of fact, when we got Ripley, we were on a list with one of the local dealers for an Airstream.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what we were planning on getting.
So I think it's just like a house. You know, the bigger your house is, the more stuff you get to fill it up. And so sometimes with RVs, the bigger RV, you think you have all this room. But for us, we just don't want a lot of stuff, and we don't need a lot of stuff right now. We don't have a lot of stuff. So for us, it works really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's great. I mean, there's nothing you love your van. Yeah. You would do it again. Yeah. But really, you truly believe in just finding the right thing for you.
Yes.
This one found you.
Yes.
And whatever may come next, if you have something
we're not
next,
tied to it. Yeah. We're not.
It's going to be whatever it is because it finds you.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unlike my wife, everything else is temporary.
Well, all right.
I mean, we stay together.
I get to stay.
but the mode of our travels and living, I mean, they could change at a moment's notice, and
we're pretty flexible.
It's not a big deal.
No, we're pretty flexible. We, again, the bigger rigs may have to plan on how to get gas or where they're going to go that night or whatnot. We really don't have to do that. For us, it works really well. We've always flown by the seat of our pants when we traveled, and it's just our style.
Yeah.
It just either you maybe are or aren't that way. Some people that would not work out well at all. But for us, it's
for the most part, it works out great. Every now and then, it's not.
Yeah, every now and then it's a long day and you're tired and you're at Walmart.
And you can't find anywhere.
Yeah. So it's all good.
But you still have some place to sleep.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Well, and that's the thing. And you said this, that the options, there's so many options out there. In reality, we have more options being in a vehicle and living out of a vehicle, whether it's a van, a Class A, than somebody that lives in a brick and mortar house. We can make a left turn and still have somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
That's great. We do have a question from the audience, and I'm sorry that the sound wasn't on at the beginning. I don't know what was up with that, so you guys missed part of it.
It was Brandon's thing.
Yeah, it was Brandon. Let's all look at Brandon off camera. They did wonder where we are now. So we are in Moab. We mentioned that we were definitely not sitting outside, and they are not out in their outside living area like normal because it's a little chilly here in Moab right now. Yes. It's pretty nice today, but we did have snow yesterday.
Yes, we did.
A lot of
and
snow.
Rain. Yeah.
Yes, and rain. Everything.
This whole area, actually Utah as a whole, is just a beautiful state.
Yes.
And I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
We'll see all the states, but
but Utah is lovely. So.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're here in Moab at the Escapers Convergence, actually. So that's why we're able to grab them and pull them in here and say, you've got to come and talk about your van.
Yes.
Because it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool, and they're pretty cool. So, and they want to know the model and the year of the van.
It's a 1973 Dodge Explorer. And basically it's just an old B300 van that the company contracted to convert it. It's like I said, it has a bed, it has a bathroom, a couch,
a refrigerator,
stove, sinks.
2 sinks. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll post pictures of the van a little later here, and so you guys can see what we're talking about, because it is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. And they did ask what we are in right now too. So this is actually a 2012 Newmar Baystar. So it's a Class A. It's a short one. It's 30 feet.
It's very comfortable.
Short,
Yes.
but not as short as that.
Yeah.
Short for a Class A, but not a van.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of a difference there between the two. Like boom, boom. You guys have that smaller space, and yeah, this feels huge.
Well,
We have everything you have. It's just shrunk.
And maybe that is one of the cons that we have, is that you can host people inside.
Right.
And
we really
have a hard time.
All right.
You know, hey, pass the drinks. Hey, pass it all the way back to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Brandon made a comment that we could fit your van inside here.
Yes.
I think we could.
Yeah, absolutely could. Yes.
In the space.
Let's not do that though. Maybe save that one for some other convergence.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah, let's not try that one. I don't want to. And Bridget had asked a question that you basically just answered. She wondered if you did have a bathroom in the van.
Yes. And it's a wet bath, so we can take a shower. We don't typically, but we can. We have. It's just, it's very small. But
Right. But you have the option if you need it. But if you're at a campground, there's usually bath houses there, right?
Right.
And like around here, there's a great aquatic center. I know. I don't know if that's where you guys.
No, we just went back up to the campground the other night.
Oh, you did.
$5 a person per shower, $5 to dump our tanks, and off we went again. So there's always lots of options. And we
and I'm
truck
sure
stops,
like that when it works, but you get to stand up more and like more luxurious feeling shower.
Yes.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with, in an emergency, I'm sure plenty of people have done it as a pop bath.
Oh yeah.
Or,
wipes,
I mean, we're all boondocking out here, so
Yeah.
right.
Well, we've heard we're talking to somebody. What's the capacity of your freshwater tank? Maybe 18 gallons. Like, how do you do it? I go through 100 gallons, 100 gallons in a
that
day.
Was out here.
I'm like, what?
We were laughing.
Oh
man, I don't
I
know.
mean, even when we're hooked up to a site, we don't use that.
No, right. You become very conscious of how much you do use now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I turn off things all the time. Still, like even when we're hooked up. We went into the campground that we're at for here, and oh my gosh, there was so much water coming out of the shower. I was like, turn it down.
You find yourself turning it off.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was like overwhelmed. Crazy amount.
That's funny.
Do we have anything else, Brandon? Oh, you did send. Oh, they did wonder what's the worst part about living in the van or being full time with it.
I would say, like we were mentioning earlier, every now the weather. We are very driven by the weather, and here's a classic example. If we're at a campsite, we have a heater, but we're boondocking. So we didn't have a heater, so we ended up buying a little buddy heater, and that gets warm.
Yeah,
but
fine.
The tank ran out after 5 hours. We were sound asleep. And 2 hours later, it's 40 degrees inside the van. And
so Scott got up and changed the propane out for us.
But the weather, because when it's really bad, when you're in the middle of nowhere and the weather's bad, you're just stuck in it.
Yeah. But other than that, honestly, I mean, we can stand up, we can, move around, all those things. I don't think I could really, I had said to Scott, I don't mind living in something small, but I didn't want to be back in the tent days where you're getting dressed, on a mattress. I'm too old for that. So, but we can stand up, we can shift, we can move around. It's amazing how you get acclimated to something that small. And it is truly small. And a lot of people are shocked. But I really think if your heart is in it and it's something that you really want to do, then you figure a way. And like anything.
And I have to say, no matter what the conditions are, if you're in an area that you get a signal, you have a good data plan, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
You know, and
Rainy days.
we've hit in Georgia, we've hit a tornado and been in the bathrooms with everybody else too. I mean, you know, so everybody has to shift in and, you know, do all that when there's a bad storm and stuff. So, I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, that's great. Well, Paul Shutkhead that we met in Tucson, you guys met in Tucson, and Eric Young from just at the last Escapers Bash. They say hello to you guys.
Bye.
And we were wondering about any advice you might have for people looking to take the plunge.
Oh, we always do.
man.
We always, our advice is to go and just go and go as soon as you can go.
Don't procrastinate.
As soon
Just
as you
do
can
it.
figure it out and do it, you need to go. And I mean, I think that's something that we had always heard too. But for us to even think that already, it seems like yesterday that we left.
Yes.
Already it's been 3 years. I mean, time just flies. And especially in this life, it really flies. So,
Well, and the other is, and lots of times we see questions on the different threads that we belong to.
yeah.
People ask questions, you know, about what RV should I get
Try
Yeah.
not
To
to
people-
overthink it.
to
so
people they
much.
don't even know
Right.
Yeah,
right.
at all,
Yeah.
without any. Talk to people you know.
Yeah.
There are resources out there. You all have your class.
Yeah.
That I mean, we've seen
We
it.
didn't
It's-
have that, you know. We didn't have that, so that's a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
resource for
We didn't
people
even there.
now.
That's why we hadn't made
Yeah,
it.
exactly. It's smart.
Because it was so
smart.
It would,
Yeah.
would have been helpful.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely would have been.
We did it the hard way, and Carol followed blogs for years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she kept trying to tell me, you need to read this. And I'm like, okay. And of course I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I had no interest.
Right.
Even today, she asked, hey, did you want to check this out? No, not really.
So I think that is
The
the
Walking
advice.
Dead's
Though.
on.
I mean, try not to overthink it so much that you get stuck, that you
Yeah.
actually can't make a decision. You know, try to make a smart decision, because truly the life on the road is wonderful.
And don't let
I mean,
fear get in the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that analysis paralysis
Mhm.
will kill you every time.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's great.
just get out there and go. I think that's the only advice that we can really offer.
Well, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. We
And-
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say with you guys mentioned the resources and being overwhelmed at
Yes.
RV shows. And I just wanted to let you guys know out there, we do have a cheat sheet to help. With-
See?
Yeah. Especially with the RV shows and when you're shopping and everything, you can just check off all of that stuff
Right.
that you're supposed to be looking at. Because for us, we were so overwhelmed. And we would go in there
We
and
would
look
take
at
pictures
things.
and then we would be
Yeah.
like, what was that? I
Take
don't know
pictures
what
and
it
I have
was.
no idea
Yeah.
what it was.
Uh-uh.
And then it was like, wait, did it have this?
Right.
And we couldn't remember.
No.
So we created something for that. Brandon
Ah.
should drop a link in the comments there
Awesome.
where you can grab that cheat sheet. So if you are looking, grab that, take it with you, print out multiple copies, write down everything. It
Perfect.
helps.
And of
Yeah,
course,
it's
when
a
you go to
lot.
the RV show and they show you with all these great things, that's the loaded model, not
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everything is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
So if people want to follow your adventures, is there anywhere that you guys...
Probably the best place is Instagram. We're known as Brewtirement on Instagram. So
Since you started out with all your brew equipment and you
Yeah,
still really
yeah.
like to find brews now.
Right. we
that
do.
was the good
We
thing
do.
about house sitting. I turned her greenhouse into a brewery.
Oh,
for
yeah?
4 months.
Oh, wow.
No
Brandon will
plants
throw
were
that up
harmed
on
in
the
this.
screen.
right. We put everything back the way that it came.
Right. No plants were harmed.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Well, I hope everyone gets to follow along with your adventures.
sure.
It's pretty fun. And check
Sure.
out your van. We'll throw those pics up later. And you can join us in the Facebook group, rv2freedomgroup.com. We'll get you right there. These two are in there at some point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nice.
we're in there. Yep.
And we will see you next week. Thanks everyone for joining us for RV to Freedom
Bye.
Live.
Bye.
We have Scott and Carol on here, and Brandon is behind the controls today, and he'll be back next week. See you. We hope you enjoyed this replay of our Facebook Live show.
Join our Facebook community to participate in the live shows and learn how to live in an RV.
Go to rvtofreedomgroup.com to join the RV to Freedom Facebook group.
And to be notified about our next live videos and more, sign up with the link provided below in the video description.
We want to help you find your RV to freedom.